This statement as Jengam Kenya movement, a people-centered government in waiting, preparing to give the honorable people of Kenya new, authentic, accountable, alternative leadership. Jengam Kenya is actively preparing to take over leadership in 2027 or earlier to give Kenyans a clean government driven by utu, haki, maadili na ugatuzi. We wish to issue our position as Jengam Kenya movement on the current leadership, as well as give our reasons for joining the demonstrations that will take place in Nairobi and around the country on Monday, 20th March 2023. On the current leadership by the Ruto administration, as Jengam Kenya, we say categorically that it is time for President William Ruto to stop destroying our beloved nation through ethnic appointments, violation of the Constitution, bad economic decisions, and crony capitalism. We will not sit and watch our nation sink to a one-party government that is run like a company of shareholders. That we will not accept. We shall not sit and watch Kenyans starve to death, our children drop out of school, and parents sell shambas and other properties to fund an education system that is not working and that is wasting our children's futures. We shall not accept a bloated government that creates unconstitutional offices, including those of spouses of people in government. We will not accept to be overtaxed in the name of revenue collection, only for our government to spend nearly 800 billion in 7 months on recurrent expenditure. We will not allow the government to appoint 50 CASs where only 23 are required. We shall not sit and watch youth drop out of college, go without jobs and without food, and where we have the increase of fuel prices every month and cartels taking our nation down through untaxed imports as our farmers and business people fold up. As Jengam Kenya, we say, put mwananchi first, lower the cost of living, keep promises made to wananchi, stop corruption and wanton spending, form a lean government of Kenyan professionals who also have character, or just honorably resign and allow those willing to serve the people of Kenya to take over leadership. Fellow Kenyans, we want to make it clear that we will join the Monday protests, but only for citizen-centered reasons. We are not interested in Azimio's electoral reasons for the demonstrations because it is not Azimio or Kenya Kwanza that should be in government today. Today, the government that should be in office is that of more than 8 million voters, 8 million of them, whose candidate was not on the ballot and who did not see a reason to vote. Indeed, there are many others within Azimio and within Kenya Kwanza that agree that Kenya is ripe for new leadership. We joined the demonstrations because Azimio has included people-centered reasons in the protests. Fellow Kenyans, we thank you for your calmness and restraint amid the high cost of living, high inflation rates, overtaxation, the drought situation affecting many parts of our country, and unemployment among millions of youth. We want to reiterate that we will be joining peaceful demonstrations on Monday against the high cost of living, massive looting of public resources, importation of GMOs, bad government, exploitation and corruption, overtaxation, misplaced priorities by the government, creation of unconstitutional offices, lack of ethnic inclusivity in government appointments, and insensitivity of our elected and appointed leaders, leading to hopelessness among millions of Kenyans. We request our supporters across the country and in the diaspora to join Kenyans in exercising their right to peaceful gathering and protest, which is guaranteed under Article 37 of Kenya's Constitution. Our right to protest as Kenyans is also guaranteed under regional and international human rights instruments ratified by Kenya, including Article 11 of the African Charter of Human Rights and Article 21 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. Lastly, to our fellow Kenyans, brothers and sisters in the National Police Service, who are equally affected by the state of affairs, you have an obligation under the Constitution, as well as the Public Order Act and other international human rights instruments, to provide security for the peaceful and unarmed protesters. I insist that the government now has an opportunity to avert the further deterioration of our country by engaging on the issues that are pushing Kenyans to protest. God bless you and God bless Kenya.